Community, it's your boy YfgmBlogTv coming straight out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, in this video, I'm just going to talk about my East playoff predictions. Now, let's get things started off. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers versus Detroit Pistons. Let's just be real, man. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers will win this series in 5 games. LeBron James is pretty much 10-0 in the first round. He hasn't lost yet, and matter of fact, he hasn't lost a game since I think 2012, and that was against the New York Knicks. Now I know you have a young, hungry team in the Detroit Pistons. Stan Van Gundy, he had these guys playing well. They had a hell of a season. You had Andre Drummond, Cardelius, Kentavious Pope, Reggie Jackson. You have some young talent on that team, but I don't think they're ready yet. Not especially not going up against an elite team and an elite superstar like LeBron James. I mean, you have J.R. Smith who's shooting the 3-point ball well this season. You have Kevin Love. You have Kyrie Irving. You have a defensive guy, Lamar Shumpert. You have Delvedova who can cause problems defensively. They just have veterans, they have leadership, and I think they're just too focused to lose against this team in the first round. Like I really don't see this happening. But I will give them at least one game. I think Detroit can get one game in Detroit because you know how, usually the team who has home court, they win their first 2 games and they go on the road and lose. It's just weird how that happens, but that it happens a lot. But I don't really see them fight. I see them fighting hard, Detroit Pistons, but I just don't see them trying to knock off. I don't see them knocking off the Cleveland Cavaliers. So yeah, guys, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers winning in 5 games. It might be a sweep, but I'm just going to give Detroit one game. Now moving on, Toronto versus the Indiana Pacers. Now I know the Toronto Raptors, they're on a mission. They're trying to win their first playoff series. They're just not in this just to be in it. They're the number 2 seed. Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, those guys have stepped up big this season, especially Kyle Lowry, especially the slim Kyle Lowry. And I just think those guys, there's going to be too much for the Indiana Pacers. And then you have other guys who can contribute a lot too. And, you have DeMar Carroll, who's going to put a lot of pressure on Paul George because Paul George has not played well against this team. He hasn't shot the ball. Plus, they have other bodies that can go up against Paul George. But DeMar Carroll, he's really going to be the guy on Paul George. Now, we Paul George can get hot, if he get hot behind the 3. Because, the Raptors, they have some size down low that can stop them from getting getting to the rim. You have Miles Turner, you have George Hill, who's a defensive guy, Monte Ellis, but I just think at the end of the day, the Raptors are going to be too much. But I really think they're probably winning 6 games. I can see the Pacers getting 2 games. I could be wrong, but I'm going to go with the Toronto Raptors in 6 games. I just feel like, like I said, they're on a mission. They're playing too well together as a team to lose to the Pacers. I don't think the Pacers are ready yet to go to the next level. Paul George, he had success with David West, Roy Hibbert, and Lance Stevenson, but he don't have those guys. He has a different group. But, hey, we shall see what happens, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm rolling with the Toronto Raptors. Now, moving on to an exciting series that I think will be very interesting that could possibly go 7 games. The Miami Heat, the Charlotte Hornets. You have a team who was in the top 10 in scoring. I believe the top 5 in the Charlotte Hornets. And then you have a young, fresh Miami Heat squad who's making a name for themselves. You have the veteran Dwayne Wade. You have Joe Johnson. They don't have Chris Bosh, but, they have a lot of young talent. Justice Winslow, Josh Richardson. Those 2 guys are athletic. You have, you have Hassan Whiteside, who's a defensive guy who can block, who can rebound, who can, alter players' shots and everything. Like, they have a nice young team that can possibly go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They just have to play well and play together. Then you have Kemba Walker, who's improved a lot. You have Jeremy Lin. They have a lot of talent on that team too. But I'm going to go with the Miami Heat to win this game This I'm going to say 7. I think this series is going to go 7 games. I really do. I just can't. But I'm going to put my faith in Dwayne Wade and Joe Johnson, who has been playing great since he came onto the Miami Heat squad. I'm rolling with the Miami Heat to knock out the Charlotte Hornets. It should be a great series, but I think it's going to go 7 games. I could be wrong. Now moving on to another interesting series, the Atlanta Hawks versus the Boston Celtics. I think this series is probably going to go 7 games too. You have the Hawks, who some veterans. They have a lot of playoff experience. You have Paul Millsap, you have Jeff Teague, Al Horford. Where on the flip side of things, the Boston Celtics, you have a lot of young guys. You have Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Evan Turner. I can't think of the other guy's name. You have a defensive team. The Boston Celtics are a defensive team. They get at you defensively. They play you tough. They play you hard. But I think the Atlanta Hawks, with their experience and their, the leadership that they do have, I think they will win this series in 7 games. I think this will go 7 games. It's going to be an exciting series. It's just going to be good in the Eastern Conference to see some exciting basketball, because I think it's going to be some exciting basketball. But I'm rolling with the Atlanta Hawks to get the job done in 7 games. You guys tell me who you think will win these games. Comment, subscribe, favorite, like, share. Check out my previous videos. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I'm out. Deuces.